The night was a suffocating blanket. It was heavy, silent, and seeped into the cracks of everything. The streetlights cast an orange glow, doing little to pierce the darkness. Only the rustling leaves dared to break the silence. It was the kind of night that made you hold your breath, made you listen for the unseen. Kate walked with her head down. The shadows hid most of her face, but when she turned her head, the streetlight illuminated a cut on her cheekbone. It was a thin red line, still fresh. Her bottom lip was slightly swollen, a faint purple bruise barely visible beneath her pale skin. She didn't seem to notice, or maybe she just didn't care. She reached the apartment building and pushed through the heavy door. The hallway was dimly lit, smelling faintly of bleach and old cigarettes. "Evening, Mrs. Diaz," she said to the figure hunched over a crossword puzzle in the corner. The woman grunted, not looking up. Kate forced a smile, her teeth briefly flashing in the gloom. It didn't quite reach her eyes. They remained cold and distant. "Kate?" A voice startled her. Desmond stood in his doorway, concern etched on his face. "Is everything all right? You look like you've seen a ghost." He glanced at the cut on her cheek, his eyes narrowing slightly. "What happened there?" he asked, his voice soft but insistent. "Oh, it's nothing, Des," Kate said quickly, her hand instinctively going to her cheek. "Just a little accident, clumsy me." Her voice was light, but her eyes darted nervously towards the stairwell. "Rubio's home, isn't he? Upstairs?" Desmond hesitated, his gaze lingering on her face for a beat too long. "He's on another one of his business trips," he said, his voice laced with skepticism. "Didn't he tell you? He left this morning, said it was urgent." A strange silence fell between them. Kate stared at the floor, the forced smile gone. The shadows seemed to deepen around her, mirroring the turmoil in her eyes. Desmond watched her, his concern growing with every passing second. There were 1,000 questions swirling in his mind, but he knew better than to ask. "Well," Kate said finally, her voice barely above a whisper, "I should get some rest." She turned to go, her hand lingering on the railing as if she might fall. "Good night, Desmond." The door to her apartment closed with a soft click, leaving Desmond alone in the dimly lit hallway. He stood there for a moment, listening to the silence that seemed to press in from all sides. What was Kate hiding? And where was Rubio really? The questions hung heavy in the air, unanswered. The night, it seemed, wasn't finished whispering its secrets.